Happy Sunday, everybody. So I'd like to thank one of my white Facebook friends. We'll refer to him as Toby O'Reilly for giving me a reason to turn on my camera today. Unless you've been living under a rock for the past week or so, 18-year-old Mike Brown was shot and killed by police officer Darren Wilson in Ferguson, Missouri, which spurred massive protests, riots, looting, and vigils within the city and across the country. About a couple of days or so later, Ferguson Police Department issued a statement as well as released footage to the media of a black man robbing a convenience store for cigarillos or cigars, whom the cops say fit the description of Mike Brown, and they named him as the lead suspect in that theft. However, Officer Wilson clarified that he was unaware of Brown even being a suspect of that crime at the time he encountered Mike Brown, excuse me. So Toby shared that convenience store clip as seen on the news on his Facebook page. And because Ferguson PD have proved themselves to be bastions of truth when it comes to the incident, to the point of initiating a media blackout after the shooting, harassing, beating on, and arresting journalists who were just there to do their job, and tear gassing them and protesters and shit. He bought the police's claim hook, line, and sinker because in his mind, since Mike Brown robbed a store or might have robbed a store, that justifies him being shot down while unarmed and left on the ground, bleeding out for more than 3 hours. Toby also dismisses the young man who claimed to be a witness to the crime and tells of Mike's innocence because he doesn't speak the Queen's English, aka, proper English, because you totally prove how non-racist and progressive you are by making judgment calls and assumptions on one's intelligence just because they don't talk the same as you. But then again, maybe Toby doesn't care about that, because he did say to me in a reply that he didn't care if that opinion he holds is racist because it's his opinion. And as we all know, opinions can never be challenged or wrong or something. Also, having one of your black friends back up your sentiments and talk about how, ghetto his mother may act at times, and asserting that if you look a certain way that you deserve whatever treatment you get because of it, that totally proves your ethnocentric lens to be correct, because your black friend just speaks for all black people. So I'd like to thank you, actually, Toby. I'd like to thank you for offering yourself as Exhibit A through Z on what white privilege and what a person who is either entirely unaware of or just doesn't care to own up to the implicit racial biases you have towards black men actually looks like. You apparently feel that, again, because Mike Brown might have robbed a store or did rob a store, that he's a guilty thug and deserved to be shot and killed while surrendering because he's trash. You dismiss the lived experiences of those who aren't like you or don't adhere to the same standards as you in regards to the English language, because apparently speaking in AAVE isn't respectable enough, and it means that you can dismiss the humanity of people who can't code switch and are ghetto. You also get your boxers in a bunch over Al Sharpton, assuming that every black person accepts him whole cloth because apparently we all think the same, and you use terms like race card and making everything about race. You've obviously never had to deal with fitting the description because you're black or any other sort of microaggression from the police because of your ethnic background. Yet you feel the need to dictate to people who have how to interpret these microaggressions from your ivory tower of ethnocentric ignorance. I think I'll end it here. Now, I'm not going to say that Facebook Toby is a racist, because that could just lead to a discussion that sucks everyone into the Bermuda Triangle of race conversations where the person's actions are lost under the whole "but I'm not racist" defenses and all that other shit. But I will say that there's definitely lots of implicit biases that need looking into. And I hope you do, Toby.